CGCP 2893 by Chesthetica. So white is clearly ahead in material, and there doesn't seem to be any particular threat on white's pieces. How should white proceed? Maybe queen to b3, rook to d5 check, king to e6, rook captures bishop. Black knows he is lost, but still. Bishop to e5 check, king to g4, queen captures rook check, king to h4, queen to h1 check, king to g4, and knight to e3 mates, with the pawn on g5 blocking the king's flight square. Well, that's one way, but let's look at the best way, shall we? Okay, so from the engine analysis you can see that there are many ways to win in 6 moves. But why do that when you can win in 4? Bishop to e5 check. Now if king to f5, a couple of ways for white to win, queen to b1 or even queen to c2 is mate. Again, that pawn on g5 blocking the king's flight square. It's good if you can use black's own pieces against him. What about if king to e4? Well, there are many ways to proceed from here. Queen to g2 check, king to d3, and queen to e2 mate. Another way is queen to b1 check, king to d5, queen to d3 mate. And here the rook on c5 blocks the king's flight square. Remember what I told you about using black's pieces against him? So maybe black should do the obvious, which is rook captures bishop. And here you might think knight captures rook is a way to go. And yeah, you could do that, but it would delay the mate unnecessarily. Another thing in chess is to not focus on material all the time. So okay, just consider this to be a bishop sacrifice, because this wins fastest. Queen to f2 check. Notice how that rook is blocking the king's flight square, but even if it wasn't there, the knight would be guarding it. King to e4. Now bring the other piece into play. Yet another lesson in chess is to utilize all of your pieces wherever possible. Bishop to c2 check. It wasn't just sitting there. King to d5, and then knight to b6 mate. And here again, the rook on e5 is blocking the king's flight square. And even the white king on d7 guards the c6, d6, and e6 squares. Highly economical in terms of this checkmate's execution. Not bad for a computer composition, if I do say so myself. Until the next one.